John Bollinger, the creator of Bollinger Bands, warned a squeeze is about to happen, probably to the upside, right? I mean, Bitcoin has been stuck under 28, around 28 for quite some time, right? Ready to break out. It took us a long time to break above 24.2. Like, look at it. It took a long time, right? It took this long, even though we broke below, right? It took this long to break through 24,000. Maybe we have to wait just as long to break 28,000, but we've been pressing up against this resistance for quite some time with very low volatility. That shows that there is a lot of strength right now, especially with distrust in banks, and people are getting ready to move it higher. Of course, in Bitcoin, doing pretty well, even though it's a little bit lower this morning, but I have no doubt it'll just bounce right back up. That 28,000, 29,000 is a hard resistance to break, but we will break through. And to give you guys a gentle reminder that so far this year, even though we're already 4 months in, Bitcoin is up 70%. NASDAQ is about up 17%, S&P 6%, and everything else is basically near zero. Nothing outperforms Bitcoin when it comes to these runs, and also when it comes to looking at the bigger picture. Nothing hedges against inflation better than Bitcoin for the last 10 years, or even 5 years for that matter. That's fact. Look at this. There's a new price model that predicts the fair value of Bitcoin is at least $380,000, right? And many people think this. Michael Saylor thinks this. He just bought a boatload more of Bitcoin recently. But there's so many other analysts that are looking at what's going on right now, right? This notion that Bitcoin can actually hold up well in a recession, right? That's true. Can people actually utilize Bitcoin as a store of value? Well, we're starting to see that now as more and more people take their money out of the banks. Look at this quote. Central banks flooded with excess currency have fundamentally broken the value of money, leading investors to seek protection against the negative effects of money printing, aka inflation. This phenomenon has resulted in financialization of the economy and huge monetary premiums. Bottom line, people are now learning about inflation, what caused it, and they're turning to something better like Bitcoin. I don't know how many of you guys have read through Bitcoin's white paper, but recently people have discovered there's a copy of Bitcoin white paper in every single Mac. I don't know how far back this goes. It could be all of them. And this is how you find it right here. Let me pull this up. It says Open Finder, click on Macintosh HD, then Open System, Library, Image Capture, Device folder, Control, and then click on Virtual Scanner app and show package contents, open contents, resource folder inside, then open the simple doc.pdf. Yeah, someone hit it really well. Hit it inside. First of all, it's called simpledoc.pdf, and it's hidden inside a virtual scanner app that you have to open the package contents. So it's hidden very well. And who knows how long this has been there? Maybe since the beginning, right? What does this mean, really? Does that mean someone in Apple is Satoshi Nakamoto? Or is Tim Cook bullish on Bitcoin and can't reveal it? We don't know. We could speculate. But the fact is this. You have millions and millions and millions of computers out there with Bitcoin's white paper. And that's a positive. That's a positive. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if something like this was hidden in all the iOS devices too. If you think about it, that would be even crazier that every single iPhone out there also has a copy of Bitcoin's white paper, right? That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. Short-term realized price and NVRV. Okay, so these are a couple metrics showing Bitcoin and its recovery from bottom, right? A lot of on-chain metrics, a lot of TA charts that show this, right? I mean, there's no mistake that we are definitely recovering from bottom. I think there's still some fears that maybe our economy, recession, macro conditions getting worse will affect Bitcoin's trajectory and its cycle? Well, there's no doubt that short term, yes, it may affect it. We have seen it time and time again. But when you zoom out, that's when you realize it's really all irrelevant and Bitcoin continues on. But short term, of course, there are volatility and some dips and peaks and stuff like that. But long term, Bitcoin is doing its thing and we are getting ready for the next cycle top. And CZ likes to remind us that there are 56 million millionaires in the world. Okay? There will only be 21 million Bitcoin. So just do the math. Not every millionaire out there on earth can acquire one Bitcoin. It's simple math. Even one day, let's say every millionaire on the planet all of a sudden said, well, I want to buy a Bitcoin. It's not possible. They can't do it. There's not enough. That's just millionaires. What about billionaires? What about trillionaires, the hidden trillionaires? And what about people that are not millionaires, right? Just imagine when Bitcoin becomes the global currency or the global store of value, and people wake up and all say, I need some Bitcoin. That's when each sat will be probably thousands and each Bitcoin will be in the millions. Right? It's simple math, supply and demand, and supply is very scarce if you think about it versus how many people out there, especially how many rich people are out there, right? So think about that. And also, I saw this. A lot of people are looking for utility on top of Bitcoin. We know we have stacks. We also have ordinals, which are NFTs, but now there's another side chain called Mint Layer. And they have a $4 million grant initiative to bring dApp makers to build on top of Bitcoin. DeFi, utilizing smart contracts, right? Swaps, NFTs, dApps in general, right? Bitcoin could get wild in the future. A lot more utility coming. Not every Bitcoin maxi wants to see this happen, but regardless, it's happening. More utility besides store value, besides medium exchange, besides hedging against inflation. Could be a smart contracts platform too for the future. So these are all fantastic things that are happening right now. That is why we are in Bitcoin. We need to be patient, be vigilant, and continue to hodl because better days are coming.